Good afternoon, colleagues, trade partners, friends, and industry experts. My name is Troy Paris Pearley. I'm the Executive Vice President and General Manager of Divine Chocolate North America. Today we will be discussing the delicious chocolate fighting exploitation in the cocoa industry. My introduction to this space was in 1998 when I worked for Pepperidge Farm. In 2001, I took a job with the Ghirardelli Chocolate Company, and years later, I worked with Godiva Chocolatier. For the last 10 years, I've been at Divine Chocolate. Most recently, in 2022, I was nominated and inducted into the Candy Hall of Fame. I serve on two boards that are relevant to this discussion, one being Fairtrade America, and the other one, I'm on the Board of Trustees with the National Confectioners Association, or NCA. Fairtrade America is the U.S. branch of the largest and most recognized fair trade system in the world, Fairtrade International. Through advocacy and regulatory guidance, communication, industry insights, and retail and supply chain engagement, the NCA helps create an environment that enables candy makers to thrive. It's a trade organization that's made up of the membership of manufacturers, brokers, and supplier companies. To start our discussion with an overview of the cocoa industry. As you are aware, there are many challenges within the cocoa industry, but they all boil down to poverty. Farmers not receiving fair share of pay, issues including gender inequality, illiteracy, labor rights, child labor, and deforestation among the few, just to name a few actually. It's reported that this industry is worth over $100 billion annually in US dollars, yet the average cocoa farmer earns less than $1 a day. This equates to 5% of the final value of a bar of chocolate. This isn't an issue that's exclusively caused by big chocolate companies. Government agencies and cocoa producing and chocolate consuming countries also play a part. The stakeholders in the cocoa industry need to ensure that farmers are paid fairly. Let's take a look at a few companies that are challenging the norms within the industry to try to give cocoa farmers a leg up. Within the cocoa industry, Divine has a very unique business model because it's co-owned by cocoa farmers and give farmers a voice by being members of Divine Chocolate Board of Directors. 25 years ago, Coapa Cocoa, the world's largest fair trade cocoa cooperative, partnered with NGOs to launch Divine Chocolate to empower farmers and give them a voice in the industry. Along with some other chocolate companies, Divine Chocolate is fair trade certified, meaning we pay a fair trade minimum price per ton of cocoa with an additional fair trade premium. And like a few other brands, we invest additional funds within the communities in which we source our cocoa that makes our fine chocolate. What differentiates Divine Chocolate from other chocolate brands is Coapa's direct involvement with the brand. We do not speak on behalf of Coapa Cocoa. Coapa Cocoa provides us guidance and articulates their needs on what programs we can support in their communities. I look at other brands that are challenging the norms within the industry. I only can refer to them as doing good brands in the cocoa industry. Two come to mind, one being Fair Afrique, which is a premium chocolate brand produced in Ghana. This is truly a unique business model in which the cocoa is grown in Ghana and the chocolate bars are produced in Ghana. This creates jobs from farming to chocolate production, and it supports the overall economy. The entire management team is Ghanaian. To quote Fair Afrique, we don't donate anything to Africa. We simply produce in the country of origin and pay fair wages. Additionally, they are environmentally friendly. Specifically, their production is climate neutral and they don't use plastic in their packaging. Fair Afrique is really doing an amazing job and should be noted for the job that they're doing. Another brand that comes top to mind that is doing good within the industry is a U.S. brand by the name of Alter Echo. They call themselves the cleanest, greenest chocolate, excuse me. They use regenerative agriculture to grow the cocoa beans they produce, and they produce organic chocolate. The packaging is made with recyclable materials to eliminate and reduce waste. They also have a foundation which has a mission to help farmers transition their crops to regenerative agriculture. This is not only resilient to climate change, but has the potential to reverse it. So from a sustainability standpoint, this is really great work because it has long-term effects and it's bettering the communities in which they are working in. Since we've mentioned some brands and chocolate bars in general, let's take a look at the sales in the States with premium chocolate. As you can see, premium chocolate growth is trending at 9.1% and nearly representing $700 million in annual sales. Within that subset of ethical premium, it nearly represents 25% of it, or $160 million in sales. Ethical premium for our discussion, or in general, is defined as any chocolate brand that carries a Fairtrade certification. Consumers that purchase within this category are unique overall in terms of them caring about a mission of a company or a mission of a brand, or they're interested in the ingredients that are made that compose the particular brand, whether it's all natural, non-GMO, or vegan, and things of that nature. What's interesting in general when we look at ethical premium, I've seen similar trends 15 to 20 years ago when I was at Ghirardelli in terms of premium in general, where consumers just decided to trade up and treat themselves for higher quality chocolate. Ethical premium is on trend because consumers are more conscious of what they're putting into their bodies, how they're spending their dollars, and what it represents. This is a great pattern, and I think this is going to be a long-term pattern. And this will support my next slide, specifically in third-party certifications and why they are important. Insights are available now for consumers to do research to see how they're spending their money. If there's a particular issue that's important to you, review the labels on the package for the brand you're considering purchasing. Do more research on food labels and what chocolate companies leverage third-party certifications to validate their supply chains versus creating their own validation systems. If you don't see B-Corp or Fairtrade, I would question the chocolate company supply chain and how they treat cocoa farmers. When you look into it, you may find out that they're doing some great things above and beyond with their programs in the farming communities that they work in. But you may also find that they are not. Certifications matter. NCA did some research not too long ago to better understand what motivates consumers to purchase chocolate. When we dug deep into the specific labels and how they influence purchase, we found out that younger generations, specifically Gen Z and millennials, are significantly more interested in fair trade and B Corps than the older generations, the boomers, etc. Nonetheless, if you look at this slide, you also see that fair trade cert had importance with all generations. So consumer attitudes have shown that these certifications matters, and consumers are very much interested in what they're purchasing and what the companies that they do business with represent. In closing, I'd like to talk about briefly my passion for chocolate and why I've been doing this for so long. I've never went to a business meeting, a business review, spoken to a buyer, been at a trade show where it hasn't brought a smile on one's face when talking about chocolate. Everyone has a story about their favorite flavor, or the time when they received a gift, or the time they were traveling and they went to a chocolate shop and it was great, and they had a great time. I just challenge industry insiders and companies to ensure that the cocoa farmers that they work with and where they're sourcing their cocoa at origin, that they provide these farmers with the same happiness that the consumers here in the United States have when they discuss purchasing chocolate. Thank you.